All right, Ego. So I'm just going to give you a quick demo here, web demo on how to use the mobile device, and I think we should focus on the mobile device with regards to how to use this. So the concept, pretty simple, and I'm just going to let this catch up here. Go to your browser on whatever phone you're using because that's where the client is. When I go into the browser, what you want to do is you want to go to the URL qlikcloud.com, and then you can bookmark that after you've gone in, and you can select that. When you come into it, you have the ability to say I want to log in, so I'm going to click the login feature. You can save your login after you've done it once here, so you don't have to continue to do this over and over again. And then you can see my login is in there, but I'm going to log into to your account. And then so I'm just typing in the login that you've given me. The one thing you want to be careful is your login starts with a small a, and then you want to make sure that you're not putting in a capital there. So Agostino1, and then we're going to come over here, and I'll put in the and then this starts with a capital. On that, there we go, and then I'm just going to select login. Once the app opens up, and again when you bookmark it and you've logged in, it's quick to get into it. Up here is the menu, and I'm going to select the menu, and what I want to find here is the option that says My Stream. When I select My Stream, this is the information that we're going to focus on. The one that's the most up to date that I would say you want to focus on is the facility license information. Let's select the facilities license information. So that's essentially the dashboard or the app, and then it's going to open up and it's going to say, hey, here's a bunch of different dashboards that you can look in or look at. And then one is going to be kind of account and territory, location detail, facility description. So my recommendation is we look at the account and territory dashboard, and I'm going to select that, and it will open it up. And the way that it works, up at the top I have my accounts, up here is accounts, and then down there is the territory. Select your territory. So I selected the territory screen. It opens it up, and then I'm going to say, hey, I want to look at the Northeast Alberta, Saskatchewan. So I'll select that, and then after I select it, I have to hit the check mark to allow me to say that this is the one that I'm interested in. And then what I have to do is then up at the top, and don't hit the back key on the bottom of your screen, up at the top, hit that back screen, and then ultimately it will bring up all the different companies in your area, and they're listed up here. To see the list, I click on that image, and then there is the list of companies, and then I can select the top here where it says record count, and then it will sort it ascending, descending. So I can go in and say, okay, that's great. If I want to go back to the screen that I was at before, I select that, and that will bring me back to, I'm in my Northeast Saskatchewan. I know that I have that picked. That's there. And then I can go look at some other dashboards that I have for myself by selecting the arrow down at the bottom. And when I select the arrow at the bottom, we give you, there is the fields and there's the LSDs. And then up here are the kind of the board centers. So let's say I was going to be in the Estevan area. I would select the board field center. I would highlight Estevan. So I'm going to highlight Estevan, and then after I highlight Estevan, I'm going to hit the check mark. And then I've got that selected. It's telling me I have two things selected here. And then I'm going to hit the back up at the top here. And so it's saying, okay, well, here's the fields. And I'm going to hit the back one more time so I can see I want to look at the account and territory by month. So now what I can do is here I'm going to come in and I'm going to select the accounts. So what we've done is if I'm going into the Estevan area, I can come in here and I can see here are all the guys over the last 12 months that have brought out or have put in different infrastructure in place. Let's say that I want to go and I do a sales call to Transgas. I can select Transgas from the list. I'll pin it to the top. I'll go back on the screen, and there's Transgas. And then what I want to do is I want to look at some more information, and there's the location right there associated with it. And then we could go on to the next screen and we can look at it, and it was a compression facility. So the bottom part here allows us to toggle back and forth to the different dashboards that we want. When we want to start again and look at some new data, we hit the number 3, and then we can exit off the things that we've chosen. So I'm just hitting the little X beside it, and then I can say close, and now I'm back to my screen. What I want to do is hit my back key again at the bottom left, and then come back, pick my territory. I could have left my territory on. Once I pick my territory, I can select it, go back, and then I can look at the accounts that we've got listed there by selecting those. Do I want to look at a specific account like Gear Energy? I can select that, hit the back up in the top corner, and then down in the bottom right, I can select what I want to look at. So Wainwright and Bonnyville are the areas. They're in the Limburg area. There's the locations. And then I can look at the facilities that we're putting in there. And most of them are batteries, probably not too much in the way of rotating. There's an person's name related to it. And then I could come over here, application purpose, so I can see when they're doing the application. So gives me a pretty good indication of what how to use the system. So hopefully that helps, and then I can call you and we can go through it over the phone. Thanks. Talk to you later.